Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to AirborneJordan Vlogs. My name is Jordan, and I just wanted to take a few minutes and introduce myself and discuss my new upcoming YouTube channel that I'm going to work on creating. I tend to be a rather adventurous kind of a person. I have a lot of things that I do in my free time, and I wanted to be able to share that with extended family members and close friends and everybody else that is interested in joining me on this adventure. AirborneJordan Vlogs is going to be kind of a broad spectrum channel where there's going to be a lot of different things going on. I'm into aviation. I'm also a builder. I'm a carpenter. I'm a mechanic. I do some scuba diving. I also have 3 kids, and I like to get them involved as well. I take them out on adventures. We go hiking and exploring, and we do lots of fun things. My goal is to have a little bit of fun making this YouTube channel. I don't have any fancy equipment. It's not going to be grand and glorious. Basically, I just want to share some fun content with you guys and bring you along on the adventure. So I hope that you enjoy the new channel, AirborneJordan Vlogs. For my first video that I want to put together for this intro, so it's not just a video of me standing here talking the whole time, is I've filmed some miscellaneous clips and different events of me flying, mostly in this plane. I used to fly a different plane. I have some clips of that as well. And I think I'm just going to clip some random clips together of aviation, flying in this airplane, and just to give you guys a quick preview. So come on in, hop in the cockpit with me, and let's go take a ride. All right, good afternoon, everybody. We are set for takeoff. All right, here we go. Full power's coming alive. Full power in. Center down the runway. 15 degrees of flaps coming on. And we're already up. This runway is 900 feet right there. So if I was to guess, I would say maybe 400 feet. Seems to be about what I'm using for takeoff. All right, we're above the trees. We're clear of obstacles. I'm going to take the flaps to 0. I don't really need to climb all that high because I'm just practicing some takeoffs and landings. So again, if I was staying in the traffic pattern, I would be making turns right now, but this is kind of more of like a...
269er, base 20, watch the traffic.
I like to fly out a little bit and then just turn around and come back in and land.
794, left base, runway 22, Crawford County, full stop. Traffic 269er is final 20, watch traffic.
We're going to try a little experiment here.
Traffic Skyhawk 587 is 4 to the south, inbound on the 45 to the downwind runway 20 Wadsworth.
I already got 15 degrees of flaps out. Now these fields that I'm flying around is mostly family members and family friends.
Portland traffic, Skyhawk 572 Romeo Juliet, 5 miles west, inbound, left traffic for 18.
And I do have permission to fly over these fields and land then in the fields if I need be. But there's a grass strip right in front of me, which I used to land in when I flew my S-12. This plane's a little bit too fast, but I used to come in like this. We're doing 75 knots, so this is way too fast.
Downwind, runway
but
20
I'd set it down right there.
Shark 7565 Golf from the left downwind for 20 Wadsworth. Wadsworth traffic 90269er on the go 20 Wadsworth traffic.
Traffic 513 Delta 45 to downwind runway 20 Wadsworth.
Philly traffic Sky 7393 is final for 15, full stop for Philly.
Those 2 houses that I just passed are my my wife's aunt and uncles. Usually when it's decent weather, they even come out on the back porch and wave, and the kids love it. So I often like to fly over there with a couple low passes and get their attention, and then let the kids will stand out at the back doors and wave. So it's a lot of fun.
Quebec is departing runway 20. Traffic 98269 is on the go, 20 Wadsworth.
Traffic 5 with neutral, returning crossing 20 Wadsworth.
New Philly traffic, Skyline 7 Alpha Foxtrot, left downwind 15, New Philly.
So my full disclaimer on this flight is that yes, I'm flying a little low over a couple of these houses, but again, I've said it a dozen times, I do have permission to do so. And then of course, when I'm flying around, not over the places I have permission, I'm right now about 700 feet above them, so.
Port clear traffic, 2 Romeo Juliet, left base for runway 18. Port clear traffic.
I'm going to fly really slow.
Wadsworth traffic, 7072 Quebec, turning base, runway 20.
We're a little bit behind the power curve, but you have to be to make this landing. If you come in above the power curve and come in too fast, you really quickly run out of runway. As you can see in front of me, it's not a whole lot. We should have a nice little headwind blowing at us this time. We'll make sure we come over those wires.
Clear Papa, clear 20. Wadsworth traffic number 3781 Foxtrot, taxi from the fuel pump, 020.
Drop down real nice and low over this field.
Traffic 7072 Quebec, turning
I'm down to 40, 45,
Wadsworth traffic, Skyhawk 587.
44,
To the northwest.
44, but I'm on throttle, so when I cut the throttle, it sets down almost immediately. And I can stop in only a couple hundred feet if I have a pretty decent landing and a nice headwind like that. In this next set of clips, we'll be flying in the RANS S12. We've just completed all of our pre-flight checks and we are ready to take off. We're going to put in full power and start rolling down the runway. We have a very short runway, but this plane only needs about 200 feet to take off. As soon as we get off the ground, we got to slide to the left and make sure we clear that tree. There's plenty of room on the ground to get past that tree, but better be safe. All the audio clips on these files got messed up and there's basically no audio. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a basic voiceover and kind of explain what's going on in these next couple of clips. And it'll also give me a good time to practice voiceover clips. So as you can see, I'm starting to slow the aircraft down, put in my flaps, and get ready for landing. I'm going to come in and land on that little grass airstrip that we had talked about in our previous videos in my neighbor's backfield. We're coming along the wood line here. We just got to make sure that we slow down enough. This plane, I want to say I remember that this plane stalled probably around 34 knots. Or actually, it's in miles per hour, so around 34 miles per hour. So this thing can fly really slow, and it can land pretty good, pretty short. You can see our grass runway coming up here, and we are going to cut the throttle and land. On this particular approach, we came in just a little bit fast, and so we rolled a little bit long, and we went all the way to the end of the grass strip, but that's no problem. We still landed safely. In this next change of clips, I mounted the GoPro camera to the top of the vertical stabilizer right in front of the rudder, just more as an experiment to get an interesting view of the airplane. You can see it's a beautiful summer day just out flying around in the fields of Ohio. The RANS S12 is a really good aircraft for just going out, flying around slow, and enjoying all the scenery. The view from the cockpit in this plane is pretty amazing, as you could see in the previous clips. On this particular path here, we're setting up for final approach to come in over these trees and land at the little grass airstrip that we just landed at, also in the previous clip. So we head out over these fields. We're going to begin slowing down and put in our descent. Usually in this plane, I would shoot for about 45 miles per hour. It's getting pretty slow. but this plane doesn't stall until it gets closer to 34, 32 miles per hour is about when it stalls. So as soon as we come across the threshold of the runway, we'll cut the power and set it down ever so gracefully and brake. No problem for this plane to land out in these fields. About this time, I realized my neighbors up in that white house in front of me are all coming outside, and the kids are running out across the yard to come and say hi and to check out the plane. It was not a planned thing. It just randomly was something that I noticed, and so I put the power in and taxied up to the end of the runway. We're going to hang a left here, and you can see that everybody's coming out excitedly to check out the airplane. So I asked the kids there above the left wing to stay back. I put my hand out and said, "Hey, stay back," as I continue my shutdown procedures. But once I get the aircraft shut down, and it's safe to do so, everybody comes over to the airplane underneath the wing. These are the same kids that I talked about in the previous video about how they all like to come running out on the porch and wave and jump up and down. So here we are getting out of the airplane and saying hi to the kids and the family members. And that about wraps up this flight. Thanks for coming along for a little flight with me. Stay tuned, because I've got a lot of content coming up in the future. I probably won't be putting out a video every week or twice a week or anything like that, but I do have a lot of good ideas. I want to take you guys on a lot of flights, and I'd really like to showcase this plane behind me and show you what it can do. So thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it, and I hope we'll see you again soon.